In this video, I'd like to continue talking about the angle of complex numbers. And specifically, I'd like to derive a formula for finding the angle of any complex number. So let's say we have a complex number z that's equal to x plus I times y, meaning that the real part of z is x and the imaginary part is y. And let's plot this somewhere on this complex plane. Let's say that it is right about here. So this is the real part and this is the imaginary part. And with this complex number, we can draw a line going from the origin to the point. And remember that complex numbers can be described as vectors, arrows pointing from the origin to the point. And these arrows have a length, a magnitude, which we call the modulus, and we write that as the absolute value of the complex number. But these vectors also have a direction. They have an angle, which we measure from the positive real axes, and we can call this angle theta. So the question becomes, how do we figure out this angle theta when we are told what the complex number is, when we are told the real part and the imaginary part? Now, to figure out this angle, we can construct a right triangle. We can drop a vertical line that's perpendicular to the real axes and construct a horizontal line parallel to the real axes. And the length of this vertical component would just be the imaginary part, y, and the length of the horizontal component would be the real part, x. And we have this right triangle. These segments are perpendicular. And since we have a right triangle, we can use right triangle trigonometry. And we know that the trig definitions can be remembered using SOHCAHTOA. So based on this angle, we just need to figure out what y and x are in terms of opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse. And from there, we can determine which of the three main trig functions we can use. Now, relative to this angle, the y value, the vertical component, is opposite the angle, and the x value, the horizontal component, is next to the angle, so this is the adjacent side. And the trig function that deals with opposite and adjacent is the tangent function. And in general, we can say that the tangent of an angle theta is equal to the ratio of the opposite side divided by the adjacent side. And if we plug in our values, we have that the tangent of theta is equal to y for the opposite divided by the adjacent, which is x. And we can solve for this angle theta by taking an inverse tangent of each side. Since remember that if we plug our function into its inverse, the function and the inverse essentially cancel each other out, and we just get back the independent variable. So we can take an inverse tangent of each side, and on the left-hand side, the tangent and the inverse tangent will cancel out, and on the right-hand side, we will get the inverse tangent of y over x, and this right here will be our formula. So let me just make a little bit more room. And there is another way that we can write this formula. We can also say that theta is equal to the inverse tangent of the imaginary part of the complex number z divided by the real part of the complex number z. Now, we do need to be careful with this formula, since if we have complex numbers that are either in the first quadrant or the fourth quadrant, we won't have any issues using this formula. When we plug in our imaginary and real parts, we will get back the correct angle, whether it's in radians or degrees. However, if the complex number is either in the second or the third quadrants, then we need to be a little bit more careful, since this inverse tangent function only has outputs, or it only has a range going from negative 90 degrees to 90 degrees, or in terms of radians, from minus pi over 2 to pi over 2. So when our angle relative to this real axis is, let's say, larger than pi over 2 or more negative than minus pi over 2, then this formula doesn't work perfectly. And for that, we need to understand where our complex number is in the complex plane. And from that, we can use different formulas to figure out the actual angle. And those formulas are as follows. We can say that the tangent of an angle is equal to the tangent of, let's do it in degrees, 180 degrees plus the angle, or this is also equal to the tangent of minus 180 plus the angle. And if we want, we can put in pi, we can put in radians or minus pi for this one. But these formulas, these equations are equivalent. And if we have a complex number in the second or third quadrant, then typically when we use this formula, we will either have to add 180 degrees or subtract 180 degrees to find the correct angle. And it's a little bit complicated, and there are ways to think about it without using or memorizing these formulas. And we will look at specific examples in the next video. But just to give you an idea, if we had a complex number, let's say right here, and we try to calculate its angle, we will actually get the angle right here. This, we can call this theta 1. It will be a negative angle, and we will just have to add 180 degrees to get the correct angle. And likewise, if we have a point, let's say down here, and we apply it to our formula, we will actually get the angle that is right here. And this is getting a little bit messy. But we will get an angle in the first quadrant, and in that case, we will have to subtract 180 degrees to be able to figure out this angle right here in the third quadrant.